everyone, I'm here with your weekly Astro report for the week of March 5th to the 11th of 2018. So I'll go through the headlines first and then we'll take it day by day. So the first headline is that we have a quarter moon on Friday, March 9th, the last quarter in the cycle, so the moon is waning. The sun is going to be in Pisces and moon in Sagittarius, so they are making a square to each other. So when the last quarter moon comes up, it is a good time to release things, to let go. Anything that you're trying to get rid of or to push away, it's a good time for rituals involving that. So anything, Pisces is all about sort of like our dreams. It's all about our big grand vision. It's about art and romanticism. And so any goals that we have in this area, we maybe need to leave behind some of our more fanciful things, or to get rid of some things that aren't serving us anymore as we move forward towards our goals. So that's one of the quarter moon issues for this week, and that's coming up on Friday. So if you have any intentions that you set at the new moon, if this is time to kind of wrap things up, to maybe like get rid of, work on a habit, bad habit, or get rid of something that's blocking you from getting towards your goal, it's even a good time to declutter. So things like that this week. We have two planets moving into the sign of Aries this week. So, and they're both moving on Tuesday, March 6th. So the first one is Mercury. So I'm just going to pull out the Mercury card here. And we have Mercury moving into the sign of Aries. And so it's about restlessness. Aries is a very active sign. It is the first sign in the wheel of the zodiac. It's a cardinal sign. It takes action. It's a fire sign. So it's interesting. It's restlessness. So there's a lot of like restless energy in the way that we communicate with others. We may blurt things out suddenly. We have Hermes here, the messenger, and he's often running, and it shows him often running towards this city here. So this is a time when Mercury's in Aries for us to take action verbally, to say things. If you're writing, it's a good time to get things started. So any kind of project that involves communication, this is a really good time to start it. There's a lot of good go energy, so you can cover a lot of ground at this particular time. So that's what it's about. But also people might be a little bit aggressive, because Aries is a warrior sign. So people's communication might be a little bit short. It might be a little bit aggressive. We might be testy with people and impatient. So it's saying to kind of, if you notice yourself doing that, take a step back. If somebody else says something that's kind of, you're like, oh, I don't know if they meant that. Ask them if they meant that. Don't just take it at face value, because people just tend to kind of blurt at this particular time. So that's the Aries energy going on right there. Then we also have Venus moving into the sign of Aries, are right on the same day, on Tuesday, March 6th as well. So this deck has her in Aries as lust. Venus in Aries is very active. She's very aggressive. Like, you think somebody had said they thought of Venus in Aries as like a biker chick, somebody who is definitely not demure. And so in our relationships, we are going out and getting it. So if we are with someone, it definitely leads to more passion and to more fieriness, but it can also lead to more arguments. At the same time, if you're single, it's a good time to get out there and ask somebody out. But don't be too aggressive, pushy, or creepy or anything. But just saying, like, it's a good time to take a chance with someone. That's for sure. So that is Venus in Aries. Then the other thing that we have going on this month is we have, or this week, is Jupiter is going retrograde at 10:45 p.m. on Thursday. So Jupiter is a slow moving planet. It takes about 12 years to go all the way around the zodiac. It spends about a year in a sign. It's in Scorpio right now, and it's stopped, and then it's going backwards. So Jupiter's the planet that rules expansion, where luck is, where our good fortune is, where things come easy. And so when he goes into retrograde, things don't move forward with quite the same gusto. So whatever we're trying to expand and grow in our life, it's still going to grow, but maybe not at the same pace that we thought it would. The energy isn't moving quite as quickly. There is an exception for those of you like myself who was born with Jupiter retrograde. Then for us, things start to move fast. We start to pick up speed with things in our life. But for most people, it's going to be a time of sort of slow growth, slow and steady. It's not big bursts of energy. So if you've been trying to grow something, particularly since about October, when Jupiter change signs into Scorpio, things may slow down a bit. Also, collectively, we're going to be looking back on some of the things that have happened since October and thinking, is this something we want to keep doing, or rehashing things, looking over things? And Jupiter going into Scorpio really coincided with the Me Too movement. And so there's going to be a lot of talk about that, I think, over the next little while. And some of the things that kind of happened because of that, people are really going to be reassessing and talking about things. So just watch for that in the news. So let's get to the day-to-day stuff. All right. So Monday we start with a void moon at 12:19 a.m. and this is all in Central Time, by the way, just for where you are. And then the moon moves into Scorpio at 7:23 a.m. So for the day, it's going to be in Scorpio. So people's mood, which is what the moon rules, people are going to be kind of more intense. People might hold secrets more, or be a little more concerned about power and things like that. People are also interested in things like sex and the occult and all sorts of things like that. But it's like people are a little more intense on Monday. We also have Mercury making a conjunction with Venus on Monday, which is a good time to talk about ideas for decorating or beauty, how we want to beautify our homes, our offices, ourselves. And then he's also making conjunction with Chiron, so it's a good time to also talk about healing, to talk about any kind of deeper issues that come up. So it's a good time to talk about things on Monday, that's for sure. Tuesday, moon remains all day in Scorpio, so again, people might be like a little more intense than usual. We have on that day Mercury moving into Aries and Venus moving into Aries. So again, the sort of intensification of energies on Tuesday is going on, and people might be a little more aggressive, a little more testy about things, but also very passionate about things and enthusiastic about what's going on around them. Wednesday, we have a void moon at 2:55 a.m. So most of the day is going to be kind of relaxed. Don't start anything new on Wednesday. Moon moves into Sagittarius at 4:03 p.m. And Sagittarius is a sign where people feel a lot lighter. They feel more humorous. They want to go out and have adventures. They don't take things particularly seriously, but they're very philosophical about things. So, watch for that. Sun also has a sextile with Athena on Wednesday. So it's an opportunity for some discussions about strategies for moving forward. So the details of things on Wednesday is what people are going to be talking about. Then Thursday, moon remains in Sagittarius, and then that's when Jupiter goes retrograde. So expect that something's going to crop up from the past, something, if you were working on something, growing, expanding something, there's going to be a revisiting of things, a redoing of things. Same within the news, there might be some more information about something that happened over the past few months may come up in the news, so watch. That is Thursday. Friday, we have the fourth quarter moon at 5:20 a.m. And then we have Mercury having a trine with Aries on Friday. So this is an opportunity for us to communicate things about nutrition, about caring for children. A good time to talk about parenting, anything that has to do with like nurturing and caring for things, gardening even. It's a good time to communicate about all that kind of stuff. Saturday, the moon moves into Capricorn at 3:52 p.m. So most of the day, the moon's kind of in a void. So Saturday morning is going to be kind of easy. And then it's like in the afternoon and evening, all of a sudden we want to get down to work, because Capricorn's all about hard work. So people are going to be moved to work and to get things done and get organized. And then Sunday, same thing. We carry the Capricorn moon into Sunday. The sun has a sextile with Pluto, so it's a good time to get together with groups and to talk about change, to talk about some of the things that we want to change with things, any changes that we want to make. We also have Mercury having a square with Saturn. So we have to be diplomatic and avoid stubbornness. So particularly if we're talking in groups about things that we want to change, we can't be like my way or the highway. We have to like not be stubborn, and we have to be willing to organize and to see someone else's point of view. And we have Venus trining Aries, which are opportunities again for us to talk about like health and beauty, for ways we nurture ourselves and make things in our lives more beautiful and more harmonious. So a lot of talk about change on Sunday. So, and we have, I forgot about one, we have Mars trining Uranus on Sunday. So Uranus is a planet that has to do with sudden events or things that come out of the blue. It's often associated with like a lightning strike, which can be inspiration, but it also can be something that knocks off our feet. And we're having a trine with Mars, which is a planet of like our drives and our aggressions and things. So a good time to take incentive for action on Sunday, to take a chance. If you get an invitation or there's an opportunity, it's saying go for it. Take that leap of faith. So that's what I'm seeing for this week. If you have any comments or questions, because I'm kind of starting up a little series about astrology, so if you have any questions or anything, please put in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.